JD650K, and we are running off of a total station right there onto a prism, which communication from radio, internal radio to, well, yeah, to robot. Well, get you your grade, but they keep saying what's happening with this one is the blade will just go out of control and just drop. Last time this was done was on October 15th. Middle of blade, LPS, MCR3 long link. Just check the measurements, make sure they're okay. It most likely has nothing to do with any of this. What it's going to have to do with, it's basically the Danfoss valve where it connects. So let's go in here. Error control single point. Okay. Let's check their valve offsets look pretty high. Let's see what they're on. They're on Danfoss, which is correct. Simple. Deadband 3, SmartLink 0. Main fall cutout is at 7. I'll have to check those. Those offsets look a little high to me, and those are a little high. We got a key in this thing? Oh, good. It's not a key type. Let's go ahead and start it up. I think that's moving a little bit too fast. That's not moving fast enough. That's moving too fast. That's not moving at all. There we go. Alright, let's do this. Crank up the RPMs, and we'll set those. Oh, that's a weird pad. Where's the rabbit? You're not supposed to have a rabbit on it for throttle? I don't see it. Oh, there we go. That's weird. They're usually up here. All right, let's check this at a higher RPM. That's still too fast. That's good. Something wrong there. See how high that number is? Lower slope, so we want to take a look at that valve. It should have a solenoid on it with a connection. It's making contact, but it's very slow. And the number's a lot higher than everything else. And it takes a minute for it to cut in. I think they got their total station off. Yeah. Well, let's go look at some wires. Alright, so we got access to the floor. Nice and well placed in here. Just want to check these out. Make sure they're tight. And I want to check that cable out too. Make sure nothing's rubbing. That's the relay. Everything seems pretty decent in here. And nothing's really moving around to actually even get scratched up or damaged. Take a closer look at that cable right there. Somebody went zip tie happy on this one. I mean, that's good for this one. It's nice and clean. They put them in the right spots. Easy to see. You can tell what goes to what without too much difficulty. Alright, move that out of the way and let's pull this up. Now, another zip tie. Alright, we want to check that connection right there. Pop it open. You see how it's kind of fuzzy? It's kind of like oil or something got on it, and it's pretty fuzzy. You want to check these connections right here. Make sure they're not intermittent. So I'll do that real quick. Now this is what the Danfoss connections are going to look like. Looks like, yeah, all 4 prongs. Might have a bad wire. I'll have to check it on there. I'm just looking at the new cable to compare it so that I know as I'm looking at the old cable. So this is our Danfoss cable that goes to the valve, and back there is the other end of it that goes to the B cable, which plugs in here. You just check the pins, make sure the pins are good, not all stuffed up with dirt. And this is the cable right here with all the wires. Physically go and test each wire. Give it a little shake, make sure it doesn't come out, make sure there's not a bad pin connector. All these wires and pins and these connectors out here feel nice and tight, nothing's coming apart. So just follow the wire back in and go to the 2 valve connections, pop those off, and we'll look at those. Just take your valve connections off. Oh. Just take a look at them, make sure they look good and not burnt out or anything. That one looks fine. One thing I did notice is they're not tightened down all the way. This one is now to the point where you cannot even tighten it any further. I mean, that's tight. This one, and look at, I'm still going, I'm still tightening. so they definitely weren't on all the way. I guess they could be losing contact. They have to be on all the way. You could just hit a certain spot, maybe the dirt gets in there, water. I mean, that looks fine to me. It's probably just losing contact. One of them. They're just loose, that's all I found. And before you put the cover back on the floor pan, start it up. Make sure it works. You could have missed something. Yeah, so we got green lights. And what I'll do is I'll shake these and see if something funky happens. And those lights are staying on. As long as those lights stay on, they're powered. It's a needle in a haystack. It's this one. You don't find any physical damage. Yeah, they don't have their total station on. That's okay. Don't need it. Oh, there we go. We connected actually, so that's good. Alright, let's try this one more time. Bump up the RPMs. Remember that, negative 1.45. Let's match grade here. That puts us at 0. We can throw the autos on, catch that laser. Pulling the handle. Should be adjusting to 0. If I pull it up, it's going to fight it. It should not dive down. It should stay at 0. Okay. Slope gain is at 25. We're going to bring that down 15. See how high those are? Now let's do it. Should be smoother. spot and it gets really jerky. It's way too slow. How fast it returns to that 0. That's good right there. Just really jerky when it hits that spot right now. That's just really jerky. All right, let me show you what I found. Alright, so we're in autos. It's got the auto ball switch. We're in autos right now. Jack up the RPMs. Watch how smooth it is. See that? See that? Nice and smooth, nice and smooth. Set on boost at 999. That's supposed to match your numbers here, so I'm going to bump it up to about 160 just to get a little more response out of it. Bump these up a little bit. Bump our gains up. Oh yeah, that returns nice. See that? Nice. It's not all choppy and it's not vibrating like crazy. It's holding at 0. Nice, that's what it was right there. Just a boost setting for valve offsets. Alright, this one can go back to work. So 650K, what it's doing, that blade, it's got that prism. And you see the laser's coming, hitting the prism, and it's telling it exactly where to be for the model, okay? And it's communicating to the machine via radio. That's how it moves. As you see, there's no cables connected to that. So what's happening, what was happening, is the valve offsets, the boost setting was set too high, and it was causing, as this thing adjusts to the model to 0, this is 0, the model, finished floor, I guess you'd call it, it would get all choppy right there, okay? Now you want it nice and smooth. If you bring it up, it should return nice and smooth. Bring it down, should return nice and smooth. This way, return smooth. This way, return smooth. It was just going crazy at that 0.0 model, trying to fight it. It was just set way too high. So anyway, 650K, ready to go back to work.